Cassie. So we are excited for your interest in working for us. So first off, just tell me a little bit about yourself and your passions, or how you came to know you wanted to be a visual stylist.
Perfect. So I grew up in Washington, so like the Seattle, the hipster area. I worked at the mall for a lot of my high school year and so a lot of different retail stores. But I actually just graduated from BYU, Idaho with a degree in visual communication, which includes a lot of like photography and like visual design.
Awesome, that sounds great. So you said you worked at a mall.
Mm-hmm.
So what experiences have you had in retail, or what stores, or how do you feel about retail?
Yeah, so I started about my junior year in high school, and so I worked at Justice, the tween brands, the old Limited too. And I was there for about 3 years. I also, at the same time, worked at American Eagle for a little bit, and I helped them completely set up a brand new store from scratch. And then the next summer I worked at Coldwater Creek, which is a whole different line from more elderly women, but it was interesting to see how I was able to go from children to teens to adults and see like all the different aspects.
Yeah, that's great that you've gotten to work with so many different ages and styles and fashion. So a question, you said that your major included a lot of photography. So how do you feel that your photography has helped you with being able to kind of visualize an end product or set up displays?
Oh yeah, for sure. So again, like I've been doing photography for the last few years, and so I'm able to see a lot with like portraits and see like what colors go best together. And so then it also ties into like what I hope other people wear and like what they choose. But the whole visual design, like when you see it like on a person, but then you see it like on the posters, like you have to bring it all in together. So.
Yeah, definitely. So you said that you started or like helped with doing a brand new store. What do you feel that you learned most from that, or how do you think that impacted you?
Yeah, so they sent us, so we set up the entire thing from scratch, like I said, so setting up the fitting rooms and all of the hangers and setups on the wall and the poster boards. But that also, like they told us like where to put all of it, but then we also had our own freedom to choose some of the stuff of where we put it depending on the colors and the styles and like the jeans, like which ones are going to put by what. And like it sounds like things that shouldn't matter, but they do, because when people look at it, it's so visually aesthetic.
Yeah, like you said, appeal and how everything looks is a huge part of this business. And so, whatever looks good is what people will buy. And so that is super important to have those skills for those details. And you said that you were a communication degree, so what other skills or things from that degree do you feel like will benefit you in this career?
Yeah, so the visual design, there are classes that I was required to take that I loved because it was photography, but they also brought in like the editing aspects with all of the Adobe products, which is then how you make the billboards and the signs and everything.
That's awesome. What would you say your favorite class was?
I honestly loved, it was called digital imaging, and so that class is where we would take a picture and we did product photography and portraits and all sorts of different things, but then not only just taking the picture but bringing it into the editing software and editing those and pulling out the colors and putting the advertisements on them and doing all the fun stuff.
Cool. So what would you say gives you your inspiration, or where do you get your creativity and your ideas from?
Yeah. I think for me, like I said, like I live in Seattle, and so the hipster life of everything, like you can walk around, you can see so many different styles, and just having everybody be happy with what they want and what makes them feel beautiful and handsome and whatever they want to feel. But knowing that everybody can have their own style is kind of what helps my creativity.
That's true, yeah. So with being able to appeal to everyone's different styles and fashions, and so how do you take that and run with it? What do you think draws people most into a store, and how do you think you can do that for American Eagle?
Yeah, good question. I think first off, like when they're walking past a store, they're going to see the mannequins right there. And so that's really important to make sure that they are visually appealing outfits put together, and also the signs next to them with the sales, making sure that they can read them, that even from a distance they can know what's going on and that they want to walk in and be like, oh, like what else is going on within here?
Yeah, definitely. So definitely putting that out there and making sure that people know and that it looks good to them is definitely key. So you've mentioned a lot of different experiences and skills that you have. So what do you think are kind of the biggest skills that you feel that you can bring to us and that will set you apart from the others?
Yeah, no, definitely. I feel like if anything, it's bringing everything that I've learned together. So I have the retail experience, I have the visual design, I have the photography, and so bringing all of that just ties it all together into one person rather than having separate people for all 3 jobs.
Yeah, that was a really great point. So just in conclusion, what is your biggest kind of like what made you interested in wanting to work here for us at American Eagle and create our displays for us?
Yeah. So because I've worked here before and because I helped set up the one store, I just find it really interesting to be able to come back and to do a different aspect rather than selling them clothes, but setting everything up so that the other people can do their job well, so that they have everything ready for them. I also just love everything that comes with the fashion and the photography and the design. Just having a job that brings all of my passions together is probably the best aspect.
That's awesome. Do you feel that working in retail has helped you kind of understand what people are looking for and being on that side of it?
Yeah, that customer service, understanding like what they really want. So.
Yeah, that's true. Well, we love that you are so well-rounded in visual and retail and being able to do all that. So we are excited to have you, and we will let you know as soon as we can.
Perfect.